Hey, it's Roy Calvin here, back with the second episode of You Don't Know Anything About Women, where I'm giving you the dating advice that the internet doesn't want you to hear. Let's get right into our first post. People need to accept that just meet people IRL doesn't work anymore. I'm a 26-year-old male and I live in a college town. Let me tell you my experience. I've gone to several places, restaurants, bars, parks, all completely empty. I've gone to running clubs, all people over 50. I've gone to a fucking speed dating event, mostly guys. People are not at bars. People are not at parks or at restaurants. I'll tell you where people actually are. Sitting at home watching Netflix. I don't know the way to find people. All I can tell you is the whole get off the apps and meet people IRL doesn't work anymore. Just stop giving that advice. And stop telling people to move. We can't even afford houses at this point and live with our parents. Okay, that's a short post, but there's actually kind of a lot to unpack in there. First of all, the final thing about we can't afford houses and we live with our parents. I'm not dealing with this victim mentality. It's not even about dating. So I'll talk about the other things that this guy talked about, though. First of all, he lives in a college town. I don't know exactly what a college town is like. As far as I know, they're just kind of empty when there isn't class in session, but they're rocking with students when class is in session. So sounds like a fantastic place to date to me. There's a lot of students around who want to go drinking on the weekends and stuff. That's great for a 26-year-old guy. Sounds like fun. Restaurant, bars, and parks, all empty. He says he's gone to running clubs and that everyone's over 50. I totally expect that. There is a lot of advice on the internet to somewhat agree with this guy that says, oh, just go join a club, do a hobby. And I've seen lots of people online saying afterwards, like, oh, yeah, everyone there was way older than me and it's all guys. Yeah, this guy's gone to a speed dating event too, mostly guys. Yeah, that's all garbage. And I don't believe in any of that, like, go to these events to meet people either. The problem with this guy's post is that, yeah, he's going to these places to try to meet girls when he could just meet girls anywhere that he goes. Walking on the street, if he sees a girl, he could go talk to her. If he has to go to the bank someday and there's a cute girl in line with him, I don't know, he could go talk to her. I agree with his sentiment about apps. They can be really frustrating for sure. But him saying that the advice to go meet people IRL, it's not that it's bad advice, it's that he's not applying it the proper way. And now I'm sure people who give that advice to him, go meet people IRL, they're probably implying to go to bars and stuff. But no, fuck all that. You don't need to go anywhere like that. You don't need to spend a dime to meet girls. Just if you see one, you got to go talk to her. He also says people are actually at home sitting and watching Netflix. That's true. I mean, that kind of frustrates me sometimes too, because, if I ask a girl out and she says no or whatever, like chances are that she's just going to be watching Netflix that night. She doesn't value hanging out with me more than just watching Netflix. And that's just the way it is. You'll meet lots of girls who are into you. So there's no point in being frustrated that they're sitting at home watching Netflix. So that's my advice for this guy. You can stay on the apps too if you want to, but you can get out sometimes, go out, just for the express purpose of going on a walk and seeing if there's any girls around that you can try to talk to. It seems hard at first, but the more you do it, it becomes easier and easier. Next post for today's episode. What should I do? So I've been messaging a girl who I know very well. We used to hang out growing up and recently matched on Tinder and she gave me her number. This week has been awesome, just messaging and talking about the old days and flirting here and there. We're going on a date on Saturday. Today I said something too strong and I don't know what to do. Should I take a step back and go quiet, call the whole thing off, or pretend it never happened? Also, in the comments, the guy later tells us exactly what he said, so I'll read that to you now. He said, I can't wait for the first date to get out of the way so we can do adventures, and I told her I was nervous. Just let that sink in for a second. He is making a mountain out of a molehill. I can't wait for the first date to get out of the way so we can go on some adventures. He says that and then thinks, oh, I don't know. I might have to cancel the whole date. I don't know. It's too strong. Dude, who cares? Step back and go quiet. Why would you do that? Call the whole thing off. The girl is willing to meet you still. I would say still, but like, of course she is. What you said doesn't really, it's not a bad thing to say. It's not something I would recommend saying, but it's not something weird or anything like that. But I see this sometimes, like guys will, I don't know, do something and panic, or the girl might say something, but she's still willing to meet. The date is still on. He's like, maybe I should just cancel. Relax, man. She's willing to meet you. You don't need to think about anything else. Just go on the date. Really quick advice for this one. It's that simple. Go on the date. Here's post number 3 for this episode. My inexperience keeps screwing me in the ass. I'm a 26-year-old male and I didn't really start trying to date until I turned 24. But but I haven't stopped since I started. About 7 times so far, I meet a nice girl who I click with and we start dating. Eventually, after a week or so, when it's time for bed and we both are naked, she realizes I have no clue what to do. All 7 of them left my bedroom. Or if it's her place, she throws me out right then and there. This sadly has happened for 2 years now, 7 times. I've lowered my standards pretty far. They can't be much lower than don't be insanely unattractive to the point I won't even be able to get hard. Just last night, I got screamed at by a woman saying she can't believe she wasted her time and was about to take a 26-year-old man's virginity. If this happened once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, or even 5 times, I wouldn't be this upset. But because it happens every single time I have a genuine full strings attached connection with a woman, it's quite depressing, especially since I am nearing the age to start considering dating single mothers, which I'm not really into due to the legal complications that come with losing them. How can I gain experience if this keeps happening? Well, there's a lot of missing context in this guy's post. He's just saying that he gets women in bed and then they kick him out. Like, why? After they've even built up a good connection? Pretty much the only info we have is that she realizes he has no clue what to do. And he also mentioned that some girls like get mad and kick him out. Like, is he doing something really strange? Or I don't know how you can say you don't know what to do. I mean, before I even lost my virginity, you should be a teenager, I guess, watching porn. I guess that's what I did. I guess that's how I figured out what to do in those situations. And so I've never felt like I didn't know what to do once I was finally naked with women, and it's kind of natural too, isn't it? So I don't know what this guy is doing. I wouldn't really recommend a 26-year-old watch porn normally, but maybe that's what he needs to do if he's a virgin and really has no idea what the normal progression of like foreplay and all that stuff is. But all of that is not even the most startling thing to me in this post. Now that stuff does really need to get fixed, if you're 7 times naked with a woman in bed and you don't have sex with her, like what the hell is going on there? But he says, especially since I'm nearing the age to start considering dating single mothers. This guy is 26 years old. And of course, there's no age when you should start considering dating single mothers. Maybe when you're in your 50s is when you need to start considering that single mothers are kind of the dating pool that you need to expose yourself to. Maybe those are the kinds of girls who are attractive enough and obtainable enough for you. But what are you talking about? In your 20s? You're 26 years old. You got to start dating single mothers? It speaks to a bigger problem in society as well, when there's just so many single mothers around, women who get pregnant without thinking the long-term vision of what the life is going to be like for their child or for them. So it's sad that we might see more guys thinking this way. Oh, I got to start dating single mothers. That's like a normal thing to do. No, especially not at 26. If you like single mothers, you have no problem, or I don't know, you're just into MILFs, which I know plenty of guys who are into MILFs, then that's your choice to date a single mother. But this guy's saying like, within a couple of years, I'm going to have to start dating single mothers. There's no choice. So he's completely wrong. And that just makes me think that he has very, very low self-esteem, which also is probably playing into all the other bedroom problems that he's experiencing. Let's get into the next post. 6 wonderful dates over 5 weeks and then told I am moving too fast after she disclosed 2 active friend with benefits. Am I missing something? I'm a 33-year-old man, and I met a wonderful woman who's 35 a bit over a month ago. We went on 6 dates in about 5 weeks. Every date was very, very positive. She texted after the dates and was positive about them. She was also the first one to start engaging in texting outside of setting up dates. We both agreed we were dating to find a partner, but not to worry too much about the future. During the 6th date, we finally end up at my place. During this date, she discloses that she has 2 active partners, neither that have an emotional attachment. I don't spend much time on the thought, and we do have a great time. She again texts that night how wonderful it was. I think on this for a few days and ask her where she sees this going, thoughts on exclusivity, etc. I did not ask for exclusivity and was curious on her stance. I let her know I'm not sure I'm comfortable being active with someone who is active with other people, that this is new territory for me. No judgment was passed, but honestly just relaying my feelings. She thanks me for being open and honest. She is thankful that we both can be so reciprocal in our openness and isn't used to it. She then says it takes her up to 6 months to be monogamous and it takes patience. She says she isn't looking at other options but can't give monogamy right now. She closes with, I should ask her any questions I may have. I let her know that I need some time to process and that I appreciate her honesty. A few days later, I reach out asking if she has time to answer a few questions. She responds with, "This is moving too fast for her, and she doesn't want to lead me on. She appreciates the time we had, but it's best to end it here. I let her know I understand and that I hope she has a great rest of the week." I'm kinda lost as to what happened here. Truly blindsided by this one. Rant over. First of all, saying that she has two active partners, I'm done at that point. It's not that I don't expect girls to be having sex with other guys before they meet me, but I don't want to know about that. And especially if she has two, I definitely don't want to know about that. I'm a big fan of don't ask, don't tell. I just want to assume that even though I know in the back of my mind the possibilities, I just want to assume that nothing's going on. She's not having sex with anybody else. So if she tells me after 6 dates that she has two sexual partners, it's just like, it's not that there's anything wrong with that. It's for me a total turnoff. And yeah, I would just end it at that point. And of course, I would have tried to have sex with her on the first or second date because he says that after 6 dates, finally she's at his place. That's way too long for me, especially when it's a 35-year-old woman. She's mature. She knows what's going on. Why are you waiting 6 dates to get her over to your place? Also, just the way this guy talks is gay. You are gay. Why are you gay? He's saying he wants to know where this is going and her thoughts on exclusivity. I did not ask for exclusivity. I was just genuinely curious on her stance. Why are you asking a girl that? Just her thoughts on exclusivity can be your thoughts on exclusivity. You don't need to define anything. Just leave things kind of vague. Believe me, it's to your advantage. Just, you don't need to know what's going on with her. Just keep meeting her if you like her, keep having sex, whatever. Don't talk about exclusivity. You should kind of try to be a good judge of character. And if you get the sense that she's banging other guys while also banging you, then, you know, for me, again, that would just be, you got to kick her to the curb in that case. But don't get into those gay conversations after like 6 dates. Oh, do you want to be exclusive with me? Shut the fuck up, man. This is wrong. He says that he needs a few days to process everything. That's also another just stupid message. What do you mean? She can't give monogamy right now. Like, she said straight up that she can't give monogamy right now. There's not really anything to process. You're really exaggerating the heaviness of the situation here. It's a girl you've been on a date with 6 times. It's like you didn't just get fired from your job of 20 years and you need to process your next steps in life. It's a girl you went on 6 dates with, man. And when she responded saying that it's moving too fast for her, which is strange, and she doesn't want to lead him on, he says, "Oh, I understand. I hope you have a great rest of your week." Drop the pleasantries, man. You don't need to be talking to her like this. Just, if she says that it's moving too fast and she wants to end it, I mean, you don't need to reply at all, would be my recommendation. But, okay, you're dumping me, but have a great rest of your week. Come on. What frustrates me about guys that speak like this, they don't even realize, they don't seem confident. They seem very wishy-washy. Okay, have a great rest of your week. Thanks for going out with me a few times. Like, I think you're selling yourself short by talking like this, and it doesn't convey the confidence that you probably want to have. So that's why I'm telling you, man, I'm trying to help you. Don't talk like that. Removing bullshit like this will just mold you into a better dating partner in the future. All right, let's get into one more post for this episode. Having no success with women is really eating me from the inside. I don't know what to do. Hey guys, I'm a 30-year-old man, and long story short, I have basically no game with women. I recently moved to the US and things have been kind of lonely here. I left all my friends behind and had to start again, and I've never been in a relationship before. I was hoping I could start fresh. I speak really good English, and I know American culture a lot. Unfortunately, I feel like I never get anywhere with women. At best, they'll be friends with me, but I always hit a dead end when I try to move up. I'll try to make fun conversations and try to create interest, but every time after a while, it's apparent they don't really see me as anything special and don't find me attractive. My only conclusions are that I'm probably below average looking. I have a decent sense of humor and can make them laugh, but it never really works well enough to where they can actually open up to the idea of anything romantic. There's this cute girl at work I was thinking of asking out. I'm planning to leave the job soon. At first I thought there was a spark, but I don't see any reciprocity from her side. We enjoy each other's company, but I think it's obvious when a girl is into you, and I don't feel that from her at all. I'm afraid to ask her out when I quit. It's just going to make her uncomfortable because she doesn't feel the same way. It really makes me feel awful that I can't attract someone I like. Sometimes I'll be feeling romantically starved, and then I see couples together and it makes me feel awful. Even seeing a pretty woman makes me feel less about myself because I have to accept that it will never work. It makes me think, maybe I'm just a terrible person to be around and I don't realize it. How is it I haven't found anything real with women for 30 years? Sometimes I just want to give up completely and accept that I'm not going to find anyone. I want this to change, but I don't know how. There's a few different things that could be factoring into this guy's lack of results, but like when you really break down his story, it's not that different from probably what most guys experience. Just there's girls around, but there's really not that many into them. And that's fine. You got to work to find the ones that are into you. But this guy said he moved from a different country to the US, so I don't know from where, but that could also be playing a huge role on his results. If you're from a different place, American girls might just not like you. That's just the way it is. I know myself, I've traveled around the world. Some girls, they have no interest in dating a white guy like myself, and that's just the way it is. And of course, there are a subset of girls who are really interested in dating a white guy, and there's some that are like kind of on the fence, never have before, maybe would be into it if they met the right one. So all that to say that some of these girls might be dismissing him as soon as they see his face or as soon as they know where he's from. And you just have to accept that. There's nothing you can do to change that. Those girls will never like you, and that's fine. Don't spend too much time trying to get them to like you. These type of reactions he's talking about where girls just kind of talk to him for fun, but it's not really any special. It's sad to say, but this is how a girl might talk to like someone who's in a wheelchair or something. Like they just think to themselves like, oh, this guy is so beneath me. He knows like I'm never going to go out with him, right? So I can be friendly with him because there's no way that this guy in a wheelchair or who's 40 years older than me is ever going to expect me to like be into him and go on a date with him or anything, right? So I can just flirt around and whatever. We're just totally in different leagues here. That's probably how a lot of women are seeing you, just as someone who's not from the US. Like, oh yeah, this guy knows like I have absolutely no interest in him, right? Yeah, I'll be nice to him, but whatever. So it's just like I said, just those women are never going to be into you, and that's fine. You'll find some that are into you if you're actually making effort, because I don't really see in this post where he makes effort to meet people. But also he mentions this girl at work that he wants to ask out, and he's planning on leaving the job soon. And he says like, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable because maybe she's not into me. You got to go for it, man, especially if you're quitting. Even if you're staying at the job, ask anyway. Only worst case scenario that you need to think that it would cause any kind of problem. But you're leaving the job, you got to ask her out. And so what if it makes her feel uncomfortable, man? You're uncomfortable just going up and asking her the question. So whatever. She feels uncomfortable. That's okay. You're feeling uncomfortable too. Don't worry about how she feels after the fact, especially because you're quitting. It's over at that point. You'll never have to see her again. Ask her out. Worst she can do is say no. That's fine. Just do it. All right, that's wrapping it up for today's show. Check out the link in the show notes if you want to get in touch with me or support the show. Thanks everyone for listening. I'll see you next time.